gentle whisper of dawn begins to stir, a soft invitation to a world where ancient traditions meet contemporary artistic expression, a space we enter now, guided by the soothing narrative of Zen Temple Manga Meditation, designed for inner peace through minimalist sounds. Imagine, if you will, the delicate brushstrokes of a manga panel, not on paper, but painted across the canvas of your mind, each line a deliberate movement towards tranquility. The air itself seems to hum with a subtle energy, not loud or demanding, but a gentle resonance, much like the distant echo of a temple bell, a sound that doesn't pierce the silence but rather enhances it, deepening the quietude around and within you. This isn't just a story, it's an immersion, a slow descent into a state of serene awareness, where the bustling world outside fades into an indistinct hum, replaced by the profound simplicity of the present moment. As we journey further, the imagery of a traditional Zen temple starts to coalesce, not as a rigid structure of wood and stone, but as a feeling, a pervasive sense of calm that permeates every imagined nook and cranny. Picture the smooth, worn planks of a veranda, bathed in the soft, diffused light filtering through shoji screens. The air carries the faint, clean scent of tatami mats and aged wood, mingling with a hint of green tea, a sensory tapestry woven with threads of peace. In the distance, a single drop of water falls into a stone basin, an almost imperceptible plink that reverberates through the stillness, creating ripples that expand outward, mirroring the gentle expansion of your own awareness. This sound, so simple, so pure, becomes a focal point, drawing your attention away from the chatter of daily life and grounding you in the subtle nuances of existence. The manga aesthetic, with its clean lines and evocative symbolism, lends itself beautifully to this contemplative journey. Envision the serene face of a meditating monk, his features rendered with a graceful simplicity, eyes gently closed, a faint smile playing on his lips, hinting at a deep wellspring of inner contentment. His posture is one of effortless grace, shoulders relaxed, hands resting lightly in his lap, forming a mudra that speaks of balance and harmony. This visual, though imagined, serves as an anchor, a quiet mentor guiding you towards your own state of peaceful stillness. The background of this panel might be a sparse rock garden, raked into perfect, undulating patterns, each ripple a testament to meticulous care and a reverence for natural beauty. The raking of the sand, a simple, repetitive action, creates a minimalist sound of soft scrapes, a whisper against the vastness, another layer in our auditory tapestry. These minimalist sounds are not meant to distract, but to serve as gentle guides, like subtle currents in a slow-moving river, directing your attention without demanding it. The rustle of bamboo leaves in a barely there breeze, a sound so delicate it might be mistaken for silence, yet present enough to remind you of the interconnectedness of all things. It's a subtle shift from silence, a brief fleeting melody before returning to the deeper quiet. Perhaps a distant crane calls, its cry carrying across the vast, open spaces, a mournful yet beautiful sound that evokes a sense of timelessness, connecting you to the natural world in a profound, unhurried way. Each sound, carefully selected and subtly introduced, becomes a brushstroke in the auditory landscape, contributing to a holistic experience of peace. As the narrative unfolds, imagine the slow, deliberate movements of a tea ceremony within the temple. The gentle clinking of ceramic bowls, the soft whisking of matcha powder with a bamboo whisk, the quiet pouring of hot water, each action an embodiment of mindfulness, performed with an unwavering focus that elevates the mundane to the sacred. These are not loud, intrusive sounds, but rather delicate harmonies, woven into the fabric of the pervasive quiet. The very act of observing these imagined actions and hearing their subtle soundscapes encourages a similar mindfulness within yourself, inviting you to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to simply be present. The rich aroma of the freshly prepared matcha, though not directly experienced, can be conjured in your mind, adding another layer to this gentle immersion. The manga panels continue to shift, each frame a new perspective on tranquility. Now, we might see the intricate pattern of light and shadow cast by paper lanterns, their soft glow illuminating a path through a moss-covered garden. The only sound here might be the almost imperceptible drip of dew from a leaf, or the gentle, rhythmic hum of crickets in the evening air. These are the sounds of nature, untamed yet harmonious, blending seamlessly with the human-made elements of the temple to create an atmosphere of profound balance. This delicate interplay of light, shadow, and minimalist sound creates an environment conducive to deep relaxation, a space where the mind can unwind and release the tensions of the day. Consider the gentle, rhythmic breath of someone deep in meditation, a soft inhalation followed by a slow, even exhalation, a sound that is both personal and universal. This sound, if we were to imagine it as part of our soundscape, would be so subtle as to be almost subliminal, a gentle echo of your own respiratory rhythm, encouraging a similar depth and evenness in your own breathing. It's a reminder that true peace often begins with the most fundamental act of living, the breath itself. The art style of manga, with its ability to convey complex emotions and states of being through simplified forms, allows us to visualize this inner state with clarity and grace, depicting the journey inwards as a beautiful, unhurried unfolding. The concept of ma in Japanese aesthetics, the importance of empty space, of the pause between actions, is deeply embedded in this experience. The silences between the minimalist sounds are just as crucial as the sounds themselves, allowing for integration, for reflection, for the mind to simply rest in stillness. It's in these quiet interludes that the true depth of peace can be found, a space where thoughts can dissipate like mist in the morning sun, leaving behind a clear, expansive sky. This emphasis on negative space, on the unsaid and the unheard, is a profound aspect of Zen philosophy and is beautifully reflected in the understated elegance of manga art and minimalist sound design. Imagine a single cherry blossom petal drifting slowly, almost imperceptibly, to the ground. Its journey is a dance, a silent descent, yet it leaves a fleeting visual impression, a moment of ephemeral beauty. The sound of its landing would be practically non-existent, a gentle kiss upon the earth, yet its symbolism is potent. It speaks of the fleeting nature of life, of beauty that is all the more precious because it is temporary, encouraging an appreciation for each moment as it unfolds. The manga artist might capture this single petal in exquisite detail, highlighting its delicate veins, its soft curves, making it a focal point of quiet contemplation. Our journey through this serene landscape continues, a meandering path through tranquility. The rhythmic tapping of a wooden block, struck with precision and purpose during a temple ritual, might occasionally punctuate the pervasive quiet. This sound, a mokaggio perhaps, is not loud or jarring, but a deep, resonant thrum that grounds the listener, a subtle anchor in the sea of inner exploration. It's a sound that has been heard for centuries in temples, connecting us to a lineage of seekers, to a tradition of mindful living. The visual representation of this within a manga panel would be stark and powerful, the monk's focused expression, the deliberate movement of his hand, all contributing to the sense of ritual and reverence. The gentle crackle of a small, contained fire in a brazier, perhaps during a cool evening, adds another layer of sensory richness. The warmth it emanates, the subtle scent of burning wood, and the delicate, almost lyrical sound of the flames dancing and whispering, create a primal sense of comfort and security. This is a fire not for warmth alone, but for contemplation, its flickering light casting dancing shadows on the temple walls, inviting introspection. The manga imagery would capture the subtle play of light and shadow, emphasizing the tranquil beauty of this simple, yet profound, element. As we delve deeper into this meditative space, consider the sensation of warmth spreading through your body, originating from your core, a gentle glow that expands with each breath. This internal warmth is mirrored by the subtle warmth of the imagined environment, the sun-warmed wood, the gentle heat from the brazier, the comforting temperature of a freshly brewed cup of tea. It's a holistic sense of well-being, encompassing both the physical and the ethereal, a quiet contentment that settles deep within. The minimalist sounds continue to weave their spell, never intruding, always inviting. The distant, almost inaudible chirping of cicadas on a warm summer evening, a persistent, rhythmic pulse that becomes part of the atmosphere rather than a separate sound. It's a reminder of the continuity of life, the ceaseless rhythm of the natural world, a gentle lullaby that lulls the mind into a state of receptive calm. In a manga panel, these cicadas might be unseen, their presence only suggested by the delicate lines depicting the evening air, or by the subtle expression of a character, attuned to these faint sounds. The soft scraping of a broom on dry earth in the temple garden, a sound often associated with the diligent practice of sweeping, a form of active meditation. Each sweep is a release, a clearing, both literally and figuratively. The rhythmic motion and the gentle sound become a pathway to mindfulness, a way of grounding oneself in the present moment through simple, repetitive action. This imagery, depicted with elegant simplicity in a manga style, underscores the beauty found in everyday tasks, transforming chores into opportunities for profound contemplation. The faint, rhythmic whisper of the broom bristles against the earth becomes a soothing mantra. The subtle shift in the quality of light as day transitions to dusk, a slow, unhurried unfolding. The vibrant hues of daylight soften into muted purples, oranges, and grays, painting the sky with a tranquil palette. This visual transition is accompanied by a subtle shift in the auditory landscape as well, the daytime sounds gradually receding, replaced by the hushed whispers of the evening. The transition itself becomes an object of contemplation, a reminder of the cyclical nature of time and the gentle flow of existence. The manga panels would capture this ethereal beauty, freezing moments of transition in their delicate frames. Imagine the feeling of cool, smooth stone beneath your bare feet as you walk through a temple courtyard, each step deliberate, each sensation a gentle anchor to the present moment. The faint sound of your own footsteps, soft and rhythmic, becomes another element of the meditative soundscape, a personal rhythm blending with the ambient tranquility. This act of mindful walking, or kinhin, is a core practice in Zen, an extension of seated meditation, and is often depicted in manga with a sense of quiet reverence, highlighting the purposeful grace of each movement. The slight friction of fabric against itself, or the soft breath of movement, might also contribute to this gentle soundscape. The quiet turning of prayer beads, juzu, through practiced fingers, a subtle clicking sound, almost imperceptible, yet deeply resonant with spiritual practice. Each bead marks a breath, a mantra, a moment of focused intention. This is a sound steeped in centuries of devotion, a gentle reminder of the continuous effort towards enlightenment and inner peace. The manga artist would portray the weathered texture of the beads, the gentle curve of the hand, conveying a sense of profound practice and unwavering dedication, making the subtle sound almost tangible through the visual. The scent of incense, delicate and purifying, wafting through the air, carrying prayers and intentions upwards. Though a scent, its effect is deeply intertwined with the other sensory experiences, adding to the atmosphere of sacred tranquility. The visual representation might show thin tendrils of smoke curling upwards, a delicate dance against the still air, each wisp a silent thought, a gentle aspiration towards peace. This imagery, combined with the subtle sounds, creates a truly immersive and multisensory journey into calm. The almost inaudible crackle as the incense burns, a tiny, fleeting sound, adds to the delicate auditory texture. The slow, deliberate unfolding of a scroll painting, revealing scenes of natural beauty or wisdom. The soft rustle of aged paper as it unrolls, a sound that speaks of history, of stories waiting to be discovered, of art meant for quiet contemplation. Each brushstroke on the scroll, like each line in a manga panel, tells a story of intention and mastery, inviting the viewer to pause, to observe, to reflect. The sheer act of unrolling and viewing becomes a meditation in itself, a journey through visual narrative. The distant, muffled sound of rain beginning to fall, a soft patter on the temple roof, a gentle drumbeat against the earth. This is a sound that often brings with it a sense of introspection and quietude, encouraging one to turn inwards, to find comfort in the shelter of the present moment. The rain washes the world clean, both literally and metaphorically, leaving behind a refreshed clarity. The manga imagery of rain would be rendered with a delicate touch, each droplet a tiny jewel, transforming the landscape into a shimmering, reflective surface, mirroring the stillness within. The comforting warmth of a kotatsu during colder months, a low table with a heater underneath, covered by a heavy quilt, inviting quiet repose. While primarily a sensation, the subtle hum of the heater, the rustle of the quilt as one settles in, and the quiet comfort it inspires contributes to the overall sense of peace. This is a place for quiet conversations, for reading, for simply being, a sanctuary within the sanctuary of the temple. The manga scene might depict characters gathered around the kotatsu, their expressions serene, emphasizing the simple joys of connection and warmth. The sound of a single, sustained note played on a shakuhachi, a traditional Japanese bamboo flute. This is a sound that transcends mere melody. It is a breath, a meditation, a resonance that vibrates deep within the listener. The long, drawn-out notes evoke a sense of spaciousness, of emptiness, allowing the mind to expand and find its own quiet echo within the sound. It's a sound that seems to hang in the air, slowly dissipating, leaving behind a profound sense of tranquility. The manga panel might depict the musician with a look of intense focus, the sound visualized as swirling lines of energy emanating from the instrument. The almost imperceptible creak of aged wooden floorboards as someone walks softly through the temple, a sound that speaks of history, of countless footsteps taken over centuries, each one leaving an imprint of quiet devotion. It's a gentle reminder of the passage of time, of the impermanence of all things, yet also of the enduring nature of practice and tradition. This subtle acoustic signature adds depth and authenticity to the imagined environment, making the temple feel truly lived in, truly sacred. The gentle whirring of a paper fan, creating a subtle breeze on a warm day, a sound that is both functional and meditative. The rhythmic movement of the fan, the soft rush of air, and the slight rustle of the paper all contribute to a sense of calm and coolness. It's a simple pleasure, an act of mindful comfort, and in a manga panel, the graceful movement of the fan could be highlighted, emphasizing its elegant simplicity and the tranquil effect it creates. The slow, methodical strokes of calligraphy, the brush whispering against the paper, each stroke a deliberate act of focus and intention. The quiet concentration required for this art form mirrors the concentration of meditation. The visual elegance of the characters as they form on the page, the subtle sound of the brush, and the deep stillness of the calligrapher all combine to create a powerful image of disciplined peace. The resulting artwork itself, a form of visual meditation, would be captured with reverence in a manga frame. The muted splash of koi fish in a temple pond, a sudden soft movement that breaks the surface tension, creating gentle ripples that spread across the water. These are creatures of grace and beauty, their slow, deliberate movements a living meditation. The brief, soft sound of their activity reminds us of the vibrant life that exists even within the most tranquil spaces, a gentle affirmation of nature's quiet power. The manga panels would beautifully capture the shimmering scales of the koi, the clear water, and the subtle disturbance on the surface. The sound of wind chimes, not a cacophony, but a single delicate chime, activated by a passing breeze. Its crystalline sound resonates briefly, then fades, leaving behind an echo of beauty. It's a sound that is both fleeting and profound, a reminder of the preciousness of each moment and the delicate harmony of the natural world. The visual depiction of such chimes, perhaps made of glass or bamboo, would emphasize their delicate construction and their role in creating moments of auditory grace. The comforting quiet of a small, traditional Japanese garden at night, illuminated by the soft glow of a full moon. The shadows are long and deep, the forms of trees and stones simplified into elegant silhouettes. The only sound here might be the distant hoot of an owl or the gentle sigh of the night wind through the pines. This is a space for quiet contemplation, for gazing at the moon, for connecting with the profound stillness of the cosmos. The manga artist would masterfully use contrast and negative space to convey the profound beauty and serenity of this moonlit scene. The rhythmic rise and fall of your chest as you breathe deeply, a private internal sound that becomes a mantra of calm. This fundamental rhythm of life, when brought into conscious awareness, can be a powerful anchor for meditation, drawing your attention away from external distractions and into the quiet sanctuary of your own being. It is a constant, reliable presence, always available, always grounding, a sound that is intimately yours. The soft rustle of silk fabric as someone shifts gently during meditation, a subtle, almost ethereal sound that speaks of delicate movement and quiet presence. It's a sound that is barely there, a whisper that acknowledges the body's natural adjustments within a state of stillness, reminding us that even in repose, there is a gentle, unfolding awareness. The texture of the silk, rendered with soft lines in a manga style, would hint at its luxurious yet understated presence. The far-off tolling of a great temple bell, bansho, not a sharp, piercing clang, but a deep, resonant hum that seems to vibrate through the very earth. The sound travels slowly, expanding outwards, carrying its message of mindfulness and awakening across vast distances. Its sustained tone encourages a prolonged state of listening, allowing the mind to settle into the deep vibrations and find peace within their enduring resonance. The sheer scale and power of such a bell, depicted in a dramatic manga panel, would convey its profound significance. The gentle crackling of a paper lantern, its delicate structure shifting slightly in the breeze, a small, subtle sound that adds to the ambient quiet. The paper itself, illuminated from within, glows with a soft, inviting light, creating pockets of warmth and serenity in the darkness. These lanterns, often depicted in manga with their exquisite designs, are symbols of hope and guidance, casting a gentle illumination on the path to inner peace. The almost imperceptible sound of dust motes dancing in a shaft of sunlight, a visual whisper that speaks of the unseen elements of life, the tiny particles that make up our world, constantly in motion, yet often overlooked. This quiet spectacle, when brought into conscious awareness, can become a point of meditation, a reminder of the delicate, intricate nature of existence. A manga panel might capture this with exquisite detail, highlighting the ethereal beauty of these tiny, dancing specks. The soft murmur of a distant stream, its gentle, continuous flow a natural lullaby. The water passing over stones, the gentle gurgle, the almost imperceptible splashes, all combine to create a symphony of subtle sound that soothes the mind and invites deep relaxation. It's a timeless sound, connecting us to the ancient rhythms of the earth, a constant presence that offers solace and peace. The winding path of the stream, beautifully drawn in a manga landscape, would guide the eye as gracefully as the sound guides the ear. The quiet, almost silent sifting of sand in a suikinkatsu, a traditional Japanese garden ornament that creates musical sounds from dripping water. The water drops into an underground jar, resonating with a beautiful bell-like tone. This hidden music, discovered only by those who pause to listen, is a profound example of minimalist sound for inner peace. It's a secret harmony, a hidden treasure of sound, inviting deep contemplation. The subtle artistry required to create such a device would be celebrated in a manga illustration, highlighting its understated elegance. The gentle opening and closing of shoji screens, a soft, rhythmic swish of paper against wood, a sound that marks the transition between spaces, between states of being. Each movement is deliberate, each sound a conscious act, contributing to the overall sense of calm and order within the temple. The delicate structure of the screens, with their translucent paper and intricate wooden frames, offers a visual metaphor for the permeable boundary between the inner and outer worlds. The subtle scent of freshly brewed tea, a warm, earthy aroma that fills the air and invites a sense of comfort and well-being. While a scent, its presence deeply enriches the auditory and visual landscape, creating a holistic sensory experience that soothes and grounds. The quiet preparation of the tea, with its gentle sounds, becomes a ritual of mindful presence, a testament to the beauty found in simple acts. The steam curling from a teacup, rendered with delicate lines in a manga panel, would visually evoke its gentle warmth and fragrance. The sound of your own quiet breathing, becoming more and more refined, almost imperceptible, as you sink deeper into a state of meditative calm. It's a breath that is long, slow, and even a gentle current flowing within you, bringing peace and rejuvenation with each cycle. This internal rhythm, when fully embraced, becomes the ultimate minimalist sound, a profound connection to the life force within. The serene expression of someone breathing deeply in meditation, captured in a manga close-up, would convey this profound internal process. The soft, rhythmic sound of a single large water wheel turning slowly in the distance, a constant, gentle churn that speaks of enduring movement and the passage of time. It's a sound that is both powerful and soothing, a steady presence in the background of consciousness, reminding us of the continuous flow of life and the unceasing rhythms of nature. The majestic yet unhurried movement of the water wheel, beautifully depicted in a manga landscape, would emphasize its timeless grace. The delicate rustle of a kimono as it moves, a whisper of silk against itself, a sound of gentle grace and elegance. The traditional attire, with its flowing lines and rich fabrics, is often depicted in manga with a profound sense of beauty and cultural heritage. The subtle sounds associated with its movement add to the sensory richness of the imagined temple environment, evoking a sense of timeless tradition and refined simplicity. The quiet plucking of a single string on a kodo, a traditional Japanese stringed instrument, its sound resonating with a clear bell-like quality. The notes are sparse, deliberate, allowing each one to fully bloom and dissipate, creating a sense of spaciousness and profound beauty. It's a sound that invites deep listening, drawing the mind into the pure vibration of the music, away from the clamor of external thoughts. The graceful posture of a kodo player, their fingers poised over the strings, would be rendered with artistic sensitivity in a manga panel. The almost imperceptible creak of a wooden gate, slowly opening or closing, a sound that signifies transition, passage, and the gentle boundaries of the sacred space. It's a sound that is not abrupt but deliberate, allowing time for awareness to register the shift, inviting a mindful entry or exit. The weathered wood of the gate, its intricate construction, and the subtle interplay of light and shadow would be beautifully captured in a manga illustration, embodying the threshold to tranquility. The soft thud of a small pillow as it's placed on a tatami mat for meditation, a gentle sound that marks the beginning of formal practice, a deliberate preparation for stillness. This simple act of arrangement, performed with mindfulness, sets the stage for the journey inwards, preparing both body and mind for sustained contemplation. The textured surface of the tatami and the plump softness of the pillow would be rendered with evocative detail in a manga close-up. The gentle hum of the wind through the tall pine trees that often surround Zen temples, a deep, resonant sigh that carries a sense of ancient wisdom and enduring strength. It's a sound that changes with the intensity of the breeze, sometimes a whisper, sometimes a gentle roar, but always present, always grounding. These majestic trees, often depicted in manga with their gnarled branches and resilient needles, symbolize longevity and unwavering spirit. The subtle clinking of wind chimes, perhaps made of seashells, gently knocked together by a soft ocean breeze, creating a delicate tinkling melody. This sound evokes images of coastal serenity, connecting the temple's inner peace to the vast, expansive peace of the ocean. It's a light, airy sound, uplifting and comforting, a reminder of nature's delicate harmonies. The intricate patterns of the seashells and their translucent beauty would be exquisitely detailed in a manga panel. The quiet, almost reverent turning of pages in an ancient text, the soft rustle of aged paper under gentle fingers. This is a sound that speaks of knowledge, of wisdom passed down through generations, of a quiet pursuit of understanding. It invites a sense of introspection and intellectual calm, suggesting that inner peace can also be found in diligent study and contemplation. The delicate texture of the paper and the intricate calligraphy on its pages would be rendered with meticulous care in a manga illustration. The rhythmic thrum of a distant waterfall, a constant, soothing roar that becomes part of the natural soundscape, a powerful yet gentle presence. Its steady flow symbolizes continuity and the endless renewal of nature, providing a powerful backdrop for meditation. The majestic power of the waterfall, rendered with dynamic lines and expressive brushstrokes in a manga landscape, would convey its awe-inspiring beauty and its profound tranquility. The delicate chirping of a single bird outside the temple window, a small, clear melody that pierces the quiet without disturbing it, a gentle reminder of the vibrant life that thrives even in stillness. It's a sound of innocent joy and natural harmony, uplifting and pure. The intricate details of the bird, perhaps a Japanese nightingale perched on a branch, would be captured with loving precision in a manga panel, celebrating its fleeting beauty. The soft, almost subliminal sound of your own heartbeat, a steady, rhythmic pulse that is the very essence of life within you. When consciously acknowledged, this internal rhythm can become a profound anchor for meditation, connecting you to the deepest source of your being, a constant, reassuring presence that grounds you in the present moment. It is the ultimate, most intimate minimalist sound. The gentle brushing of leaves against each other as a soft breeze passes through a garden of maple trees, creating a subtle, rustling whisper. In autumn, the vibrant colors of the maple leaves add a visual layer of beauty, making the sound even more evocative. It's a sound that speaks of nature's quiet dynamism, a gentle breath across the landscape. The intricate shapes and vibrant hues of the maple leaves would be a beautiful subject for a manga illustration, celebrating their seasonal grace. The subtle crackle of dry leaves underfoot as you take a quiet walk through a forest path near the temple, each step a deliberate engagement with the earth. This quiet interaction with the natural world, the gentle sounds it produces, becomes a form of walking meditation, grounding you in the simple realities of existence. The texture of the fallen leaves and the dappled light of the forest would be beautifully captured in a manga nature scene. The low, resonant hum of a singing bowl, struck with a soft mallet, its vibrations expanding outwards, filling the space with a palpable sense of peace. The sustained tone, rich in overtones, gently guides the mind into a state of deep relaxation, allowing the body to release tension and the spirit to find calm. The polished surface of the singing bowl, reflecting the ambient light, would be a captivating visual in a manga close-up, emphasizing its ancient beauty and profound purpose. The gentle splashing of water as a small fishing boat glides across a tranquil lake, its oars dipping silently into the surface, creating barely a ripple. This image evokes a sense of quiet industry, of harmonious coexistence with nature, a scene of profound serenity. The smooth, reflective surface of the lake and the elegant form of the boat, depicted with clean lines in a manga landscape, would convey a sense of timeless peace. The distant, melodic chimes of a furin, a Japanese wind chime made of delicate glass. Its clear, high-pitched tones, carried on a gentle breeze, create a delicate musicality that adds to the atmosphere of serene beauty. It's a sound often associated with summer evenings, bringing with it a sense of nostalgic tranquility and lighthearted peace. The intricate glasswork of the furin and the delicate drawing inside would be beautifully showcased in a manga detail. The soft shuffle of bare feet on tatami mats as someone moves quietly through the temple halls, a sound that is both intimate and respectful, marking a presence without disturbing the profound stillness. This gentle acoustic signature adds to the authenticity of the imagined environment, making the temple feel like a living, breathing space of contemplation. The textural detail of the tatami and the subtle movement of the feet would be conveyed with simple elegance in a manga panel. The gentle rhythm of drops of water falling from eaves after a rain shower, creating a soft, percussive soundscape. Each drop is distinct, yet together they form a harmonious pattern, a natural metronome for contemplation. It's a sound that is both ephemeral and constant, a reminder of the subtle beauty found in nature's continuous dance. The glistening wetness of the eaves and the delicate falling droplets would be rendered with a luminous quality in a manga illustration. The almost inaudible murmur of leaves in a bonsai garden, tiny, perfectly formed trees whispering secrets on a gentle breeze. The meticulous care and patience required to cultivate bonsai trees reflects the meditative practice of nurturing one's inner garden, bringing peace through focused attention. The intricate miniature landscapes of bonsai, depicted with exquisite detail in a manga close-up, would celebrate their profound artistry. The soft, continuous hum of a small, distant waterfall, a steady presence in the soundscape, a gentle reminder of nature's power and tranquility. The water cascading over rocks creates a white noise effect that is incredibly soothing, washing away distractions and inviting deep relaxation. The dynamic flow of the waterfall, softened by distance, would be a beautiful element in a manga landscape, conveying both movement and stillness. The delicate rustle of paper as a washi crane is folded, each crease a deliberate action, each movement a moment of mindful creation. The transformation of a flat sheet of paper into a three-dimensional form is a metaphor for the unfolding of inner potential, a quiet act of beauty. The precise folds and the textured paper of the origami crane would be rendered with meticulous care in a manga detail, highlighting its intricate simplicity. The soft, rhythmic strokes of a calligraphy brush on rice paper, a gentle sound that speaks of focused concentration and artistic expression. The ink slowly bleeding into the fibrous paper creates a visual texture that is as calming as the sound itself. It's a practice steeped in Zen philosophy, where each stroke is a mindful act, an embodiment of the present moment. The elegant flow of the brush and the developing characters would be beautifully depicted in a manga close-up. The distant, muted sound of ocean waves gently breaking on a sandy shore, a deep, rhythmic sigh that carries a sense of boundless peace and timelessness. The vastness of the ocean, its ceaseless movement, offers a profound metaphor for the expansive nature of consciousness and the ebb and flow of life. The serene expanse of the ocean and the gentle curl of the waves would be rendered with sweeping lines and subtle shading in a manga seascape. The gentle buzz of a dragonfly's wings as it hovers momentarily over a tranquil pond, a delicate, almost ethereal sound that speaks of nature's subtle magic and the fleeting beauty of life. These iridescent creatures, often depicted in manga with their delicate wings and graceful flight, are symbols of transformation and lightness of being. Their momentary presence adds a touch of enchantment to the peaceful scene. The quiet whisper of prayer flags, fluttering gently in the temple courtyard, each movement a silent prayer carried on the wind. While primarily visual, the soft, barely audible rustle of the fabric adds to the atmosphere of sacred tranquility, a continuous offering of peace. The vibrant colors and delicate calligraphy of the prayer flags would be rendered with reverence in a manga illustration, conveying their spiritual significance. The subtle thwack of a soft brush against a canvas as a sumi-e painting is created, each stroke deliberate, each mark imbued with intention. This traditional Japanese ink painting, with its minimalist aesthetic, perfectly complements the theme of inner peace through simplicity. The stark contrast of black ink on white paper and the subtle sounds of its creation evoke a profound sense of calm. The focused expression of the artist and the emerging form on the canvas would be beautifully captured in a manga close-up. The gentle plink of water dripping into a shishio-doshi, a traditional Japanese bamboo fountain, creating a rhythmic, percussive sound that punctuates the silence. The bamboo arm slowly fills with water, then tilts to empty, creating a satisfying clack as it returns to its resting position. This sound, designed to startle deer away from gardens, has become a beloved element of peaceful Japanese landscapes, a natural metronome for contemplation. The ingenious mechanism of the shishio-doshi would be beautifully detailed in a manga panel, showcasing its elegant functionality. The far-off gentle sound of a distant train whistle, a mournful yet strangely comforting sound that speaks of journeys, of passage, and of the vast, interconnected world beyond the temple walls. It's a sound that evokes a sense of both movement and stillness, a reminder that even in quiet contemplation, life continues its relentless, unhurried journey. The faint plume of smoke from the distant train, rendered with delicate lines, would add a subtle, dynamic element to a tranquil manga landscape. The quiet presence of a traditional Japanese lamp, anden, its soft, warm glow illuminating a corner of the temple. The delicate paper shade diffuses the light, creating a soothing ambience. While primarily visual, the subtle crackle of the lampwick or the faint scent of oil could be imagined, adding to the multi-sensory experience of peace. The elegant design of the anden, with its clean lines and soft light, would be beautifully rendered in a manga interior scene. Gentle whirring of a spinning wheel, creating yarn from natural fibers, a repetitive, soothing sound that speaks of craftsmanship, patience, and the creation of something useful and beautiful. This quiet industry, often practiced in secluded, peaceful settings, becomes a form of active meditation, grounding the mind in the rhythmic motion and the tactile sensation of the fibers. The intricate mechanism of the spinning wheel and the focused hands of the spinner would be meticulously detailed in a manga close-up. The almost imperceptible sway of tall grasses in a wide, open field, creating a gentle, rustling sound as the wind passes through them. This image evokes a sense of vastness, of freedom, and of the interconnectedness of all living things. It's a sound that is both expansive and intimate, a gentle murmur of the earth itself. The sweeping lines of the grasses, bending and flowing with the wind, would be a beautiful and tranquil subject for a manga landscape. The subtle, quiet sound of a lock clicking into place on a wooden chest, a brief, definitive sound that speaks of security, of protection, and of treasures held safe within. It's a sound that brings a sense of order and completion, a small punctuation mark in the pervasive quiet, providing a momentary anchor for attention. The intricate carving of the wooden chest and the simple elegance of the lock would be beautifully captured in a manga detail. The gentle lapping of water against the sides of a traditional wooden boat as it drifts slowly on a serene lake, a soft, rhythmic sound that lulls the mind into a state of deep calm. The slow, unhurried movement of the boat, the clear water, and the surrounding natural beauty create an idyllic scene of profound tranquility. The graceful lines of the boat and the reflective surface of the water would be beautifully rendered in a manga seascape. The faint, rhythmic thump of a tsukubai stone basin being used, as water is drawn for purification. The simple act of washing hands, performed with mindfulness, becomes a ritual of cleansing, both physically and spiritually. The sound of the water, the feel of the cool stone, and the focused intention all contribute to a sense of sacred presence. The weathered texture of the stone basin and the delicate flow of water would be exquisitely detailed in a manga panel. The almost inaudible sound of dew collecting on a spiderweb in the early morning, each tiny droplet forming a perfect sphere, catching the first light of dawn. This delicate natural phenomenon, a marvel of engineering and beauty, becomes a visual meditation, reminding us of the intricate wonders of the natural world. The shimmering threads of the spiderweb and the sparkling dewdrops would be rendered with breathtaking detail in a manga close-up. The soft, rhythmic clicking of wooden beads as they are sorted and arranged in a traditional Japanese craft, a sound that speaks of meticulous attention, patience, and the beauty of handmade objects. This quiet, focused activity becomes a form of active meditation, grounding the mind in the precision of the task and the tactile sensation of the wood. The intricate patterns of the beads and the graceful movements of the artisan's hands would be beautifully captured in a manga detail. The gentle murmur of a small stream flowing over pebbles, a continuous soothing sound that creates a natural white noise effect, washing away distractions and inviting deep relaxation. The clarity of the water, the smooth, rounded stones, and the constant flow all combine to create a scene of profound natural tranquility. The winding path of the stream and the delicate interplay of water and stone would be beautifully rendered in a manga landscape. The quiet rustle of a silk fan being gently opened and closed, a soft, ethereal sound that speaks of grace, elegance, and the delicate beauty of traditional Japanese artistry. The rhythmic movement of the fan, creating a subtle breeze, and the almost imperceptible sound of the silk, add to the atmosphere of refined tranquility. The intricate design of the fan and the graceful movement of the hand would be exquisitely detailed in a manga illustration. The subtle sound of soft rain beginning to fall on the leaves of a dense bamboo forest, creating a delicate, shimmering pattern that gradually intensifies. The upright stalks of bamboo, swaying gently in the wind,